Now I will explain about the introduction. The sedimentation is the tendency of particles in suspension to settle out of the fluid in which they are entrained and come up to rest against a barrier. This is due to the forces acting on them such as gravity, centrifugal acceleration and electromagnetism. Settling is the falling of particles through the fluid, where the sedimentation is the termination of the settling process. Sedimentation may pertain to objects of various sizes, ranging from large rocks flowing in water to cellular suspensions to solutions of single molecules such as proteins and peptides. Even small molecules supply sufficiently strong forces to produce sedimentation. Okay, now I will proceed with the objectives. For the experiment, there are two objectives. The first one is to study the effect of different initial heights and concentration on the settling rate. The second one is to study the effect of different volume of flocculants on the settling rate. That's all.
Let me now briefly explain to you the theory behind this experiment.
At the beginning of a batch sedimentation process, the solid will be uniformly distributed in the liquid as shown in figure 1a. The total depth of the suspension is V0. After a short while, the solids will be settled to give a zone clear liquid, zone A, and zone D of settled liquid as shown in figure 1b. Above zone D will be a transition layer, zone C, in which the content varies from that in the original pulp to that in zone D. In zone D, the concentration will be uniform and equal to the original concentration since the settling rate is the same throughout this zone. The boundaries between zone D and C and between C and B may not be distinct, but boundary between zone A and B is usually sharp. The depth of zone D and A increase as settling continues. The depth of zone C remains nearly constant and that of zone B decreases as shown in figure 1c. Eventually, zone B disappears in the solid are all in zone C and D. See figure 1d. Meanwhile, the gradual accumulation of solid puts stress on the material at the bottom, which compresses solids in layer D. Compression breaks down the structure of the flocks or arrangement and liquid is expelled into the upper zone. Sometimes liquid in the flocks spurts out zone D like small geysers as layer D compresses. Finally, when the weight of the solid is balanced by compressive strength of the flocks, the settling process stops as shown in figure 1e. The entire process as shown in figure 1 is called sedimentation. A typical plot of interface height, the boundary between zone A and B versus time, is shown in figure 2. During early stages, the settling of the velocity is constant as shown in the first portion of the curve. When zone B disappears, the rate of settling starts to decrease and steadily drops until the ultimate height may be still decreasing after long hours and the ultimate height can only be estimated. Slurries vary greatly in their settling rates and in the relative heights of various zones during settling. The initial rate is a function of the feed concentration, but in the late stages, the settling rate also depends on the initial height V0, since compression effects more important than the thicker sludge layers. The design of an industrial thickener will need for experimental studies on the settling rate for different initial heights and concentrations.
I will be explaining about the methodology, the procedure to carry out the experiment. This unit actually consists of three main things. First thing is the cylinder. We have 5 cylinders with equal size, and each cylinder has a length of 1000 millimeter. Next, we have 2 beakers, and each beaker measures around 2000 ml. And we also used stopwatch. Stopwatch is used to measure the time for the settling rate deviation. Experiment A. Settling rate for different initial height and concentration on settling rate. In this experiment, all the cylinders are ensured properly cleaned and dried before using. The cylinders are then carefully removed from the back panel by pulling the top and bottom section of the cylinder. 5 different sets of flour solution with their respective concentration is prepared and poured into the respective cylinder as shown in the next slide. In the first slide, we have 25 grams of flour in 2 liters of water, and it is poured up to 90 centimeters of this first cylinder. As for the second cylinder, we have 50 grams of flour in 2 liters of water, and it is poured up to 90 centimeters of the cylinder. As for cylinder 3, we have 25 grams of flour in 2 liters of water, and it is poured up to 60 centimeters of the cylinder. In cylinder 4, we have 50 grams of flour in 2 liters of water, and it is poured up to 60 centimeters of the cylinder. And finally, for the last cylinder, we have 50 grams of flour in 2 liters of water, which is marked up to 30 centimeters of the cylinder. The cylinder are then, all these cylinders will then be placed back into the panel by adjusting the holder again, and the back panel illumination will be turned on. The initial time is recorded. The initial height of the clear liquid interface Z is recorded equally every 5 minutes interval until the settling stops. The measurement of the data is recorded and the results are tabulated. The height of the clear liquid Z versus the settling time will be plotted. As for the experiment B is about to study the effect on different volume of flocculants to the settling rate. In this experiment, the flocculants are prepared by mixing 2 grams of aluminium oxide in 100 ml of water. This experiment only differs in terms of preparation of the solution with respective amount of flocculant. The following slide shows how the preparation was made. In the first cylinder, we actually added 5 ml of alum. Second cylinder, 10 ml of alum. Third cylinder, 15 ml of alum. Fourth cylinder, 20 ml of alum. And fifth cylinder with 25 ml of alum. And the concentration of the flour remains the same as the first experiment. The only difference is we added different amount of alum into each cylinder. And then we will be tabulating the data and obtaining the graphs as same as experiment A.
Now I'm going to talk about the discussion for the experiment A, which is settling rate for different initial heights and concentrations. Okay, sedimentation refers to separation of dilute suspension by gravity settling into a clear fluid and a slurry of solids content. There are 3 forces acting in this experiment: gravity force, frictional force, and buoyancy force. Okay, we have came up with 3 graphs here. Graph of ZCL versus time meaning. This is for the cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4. Next. Okay, and this is for cylinder 5. Okay, for the graph of cylinder 1 and cylinder 2, we obtain an inversely proportional graph. But for graph 3, 4 and 5, we obtain a negative graph, which is not inversely proportional. Okay, based on the graph, we can see graph 5 has the lowest initial height and higher concentration, whereas cylinder 1 has highest initial height and concentration. Cylinder 1 has very less significant settling rate compared to cylinder 5. This shows an increment when the concentration increases because due to the heater settling. So we can assume that the higher the volume of the flocculants, the higher the settling rate of the particle. Many factors can contribute to the sedimentation rate. In hindered settling, if the particles get crowded, they will settle at a lower rate. If the concentration is high, more collision of particles with the surrounding and the wall of container will happen. There will be a large number of particles that will be present, and the surrounding particles interfere with the motion of the individual particles. The velocity gradients surrounding each particle are affected by the close presence of other particles. The second factor affecting the experiment is the height of the initial solution. The higher the initial height of the solution, the higher the settling time will need to reach the final height. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about the experiment B, sampling rate for different volume of flocculants. We added flocculants into our mixture, and this is the graph that we obtained. Okay, this is from graph from cylinder 1 and 2, and that's from 3 and 4. And the next one will be the last graph, which is from cylinder 5. Okay, why does this happen actually? Okay, so these flocculants, the function of it is to bring the coagulated particles into a larger aggregate and settle them. This is the reason why it settles faster, because as the volume of flocculants increases, the particles has a limited movement. As the volume of flocculants increases, the settling rate will be faster because it's all limited and they will stick together, and that's how they settle faster. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, now I will continue our presentation with the recommendation. As the experimenter, we have to read the reading precisely. This is because we want to avoid the parallax error, so that we can get the precise result. Next, we have to use the brighter lamp at the back of the tube so that we can see the sedimentation more clearer. So when we take the result, there is no error. Okay. Next is we have to use the darker color of the material actually. This is because when the darker color becomes the sedimentation, it will be darker and we can see the sediment is more clear and precise. Next, we have to use the proper tubes. In the lab, we use the tubes that is not marked precisely, because when we put in the solution, the mark is not same as the measuring line. So next, we have to use the measuring line as close to the tubes, because it is easier for us to read the measurement there. And lastly, we have to make sure we have to be in the lab more carefully, because when we shake the table, the result will affect. Okay, next is for the conclusion. As for the conclusion, we all know that the sedimentation is a process of separation of dilute suspension by gravity settling into a clear fluid and slurry of higher solids contents. So the gravitational force is the main force that involved in this sedimentation process. The main factor of this that affect the sedimentation is the concentration of the sediment, the initial height of the solution, and the amount of flocculant, which is aluminium oxide that we use in the lab. So to sum it all up, as the volume of the flocculant is high, the concentration is low, and the initial height is low, the sedimentation will be very fast. Okay, that's all.